Scottie Barnes continues to make his mark as his Raptors keep on winning ball games. Hey everyone, welcome to Inside The Raptors. Rob Wong joined alongside by Toronto Sun Raptors and NBA writer Ryan Wolstat. And after a couple of off games there, Ryan, the Raptors getting back in the win column the other night against the Portland Trail Blazers. But all everybody wants to talk about right now is Scottie Barnes, who is coming off an Eastern Conference Defensive Player of the Month award, which is new to the NBA, but well deserved. This guy is having an incredible season on that side of the ball. And look, we've talked about Scottie Barnes for his entire career. Hard to believe we're already in year number 5 here, but you recently gave him an A+ on your Raptors report card for the quarter mark of this season. As we've watched him evolve as a player on and off the court, what do you think has stood out to you the most about this season specifically?
I mean, that you have to start with the defense. He's simply been one of the best defensive players in the entire NBA. I think he's second in combined steals and blocks behind only Victor Wembanyama, who's obviously a freak of nature. So to be in that category says a lot. Like, he's just made his mark defensively. He's just kind of been everywhere out there and guarding almost every position. So that's where you start for sure. You always knew that capability was there, but he's really leveled up this year. And I think the recognition is going to come. And it was interesting. I talked to him in a one-on-one the other day, and he mentioned, winning kind of changes everything. Winning is everything in the NBA. He's like, I've done some of this before, but we weren't winning, so people aren't going to notice. So that's why it was kind of funny. Like, a day after I talked to him, he wins Defensive Player of the Month. So I guess that people are starting to notice, but it isn't just that. It's offensively, he's been a completely different player. Like, they've helped him by taking the ball out of his hands a lot, making him a secondary creator instead of like a point forward, which was asking a bit much, especially on a team that didn't have Brandon Ingram before. So it was really missing offensively a number one guy. And having Ingram has just made him a lot more comfortable, but it's even beyond that. Like, he's shooting 41% from three, like over 80% from the line. Like, he's never done that before. He's hitting a ton of his twos. Like, he's just been an awesome offensive player as well. So he's just been, I've said he's been pretty close to a top 10 guy in the league, and certainly top 15. Like, if they were voting for all NBA right now, he would definitely be on at worst the third team, and he'd be getting Defensive Player of the Year recognition. So he's just been a monster for them. And he's an interesting franchise player. There's not too many franchise players that aren't going to be your leading scorer. He might not even be your second leading scorer, but he's just he's a different kind of player. There aren't a lot of good comps for him because he's just a unique talent who can impact a game in so many ways.
Yeah, he's been a massive difference maker, is a term that people love throwing around, and that definitely has been the case for him so far this year. So the team, as I mentioned, still winning games. They're currently sitting in second place in the Eastern Conference. The vibes are really good right now, but as we start to project out, heading towards the trade deadline, which I know is still a little bit away, and same with the playoffs, but people are starting to look at this team. If they're going to compete in the Eastern Conference, they're not a perfect team by any means. When you look at this roster, what's their biggest deficiency right now, and what type of players should they be looking to add when that time comes?
I don't think they actually have like a monster hole like some teams do. I think part of it is going to be RJ Barrett coming back because the offense has been way, way worse without him, just because of all the things he can do, like how well he drives, how well he cuts. Like, he opens things up as another threat that opponents have to worry about. He puts pressure on them. So once you get him back, that'll obviously help. I think, and the other internal thing I'd say is Grady Dick just needs to hit shots because he's just not hitting them. But it's weird, like I said in my report cards, like, the advanced stats are amazing for him, and they've been way better with him on the court, and a lot of that is defensively, and the eye test doesn't show it, but whatever he's doing, it's working. So if this guy ever starts hitting his threes the way, obviously he has the talent and the form to be able to do it. He did it at Kansas. He can do it. But if he ever does that, that'll be huge, because I think they do need some more shooting, whether it's internal or from outside. But the one external thing I think they definitely need is they need another 7-footer. You can't have one guy on the roster taller than 6'10" in Jakob Poeltl, especially a guy with a wonky back. Like, it's just a recipe for disaster. And the way they're asking to play, like the run and gun sort of style, is also going to tire Poeltl out. I know they've got his minutes down and he's missing some games, but it's you can only do so much. And Sandro Mamukelashvili is a really nice pickup, but he is a guy that, he's a power forward. He's a guy that can play small forward as much as he can play center almost. Like, he's a talented offensive player who can stretch the floor. They need another 7-footer of some sort. I think they will get it. I think Bobby Webster's going to go out and get that. There's some ways. I think they're really going to try to get under the luxury tax and also add a big man. And a way you can do that is move Ochai Agbaji You might have to add a second or something to get it done. But I think you are going to see a move like that because they just have too many wings. Jacoby Walter's been kind of a pleasant surprise recently. And just like Baji, after having such a good season last year, has just not been a factor at all. So I think something like that could work, him in a second or a throw in somewhere else, get a 7-footer. There's some reserve big men like hanging around that you can get. And I think that would go a long way.
Well, after talking the last couple of years about who are they going to trade, it's kind of weird to be talking about who they're going to add
Yeah, it's
at this
different.
point. And I'm sure there's going to be more of those conversations as we go through the next couple of weeks and months here of the NBA season. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For Ryan Wolstat, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you all in the next one.